It's going to be a tough out here for the back half of the season with the Kentucky Wildcats and Mario Maitland of KSR here with us. And Mario, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of been the hot button issue over this past week or so. And that's our former head coach, John Calipari. He's not playing well at Arkansas right now, 11-7, 0-5 in SEC player of the Hogs. First time that Cal, it was like first time he's 0-3 since UMass, and it was first time 0-4 since UMass. And now here he is at 0-5. Everybody's got a thought on this. Everybody's got an opinion, from ESPN all the way down to what I'm doing here. Everybody's got a take on kind of what's happening here with Coach Cal. Break it down for me, man. What on earth is happening?
I think everybody's just really shocked. 0-4 to start the SEC, SEC play. I think the shock, the aspect of how shocked everybody is really coming to the surface. We're here in Kentucky, man. We talk about it all the time. I know some people don't like to talk about it, but you kind of have to. He is our former coach. When you get anything new, you compare it to the old, right? That's in anything in life, and I think it's normal for people to talk about it. Is it a surprise, really, Lance? Of course. Yeah, it's a very surprise. I'm not sure what's really going on over there in Arkansas. I've heard many different things from former players as well, that some former players, I'm not going to name drop anybody, but some former players believe that he's lost his edge a little bit. He's not necessarily the Cal that once coached them in the past. So, like I said, I'm not sure what's 100% what's going down in Arkansas. It just looks like they're just not. It's not a good time. In my opinion, I think honestly he's a motivator. I think he's more of a motivator type coach, and maybe they're lacking somebody over there in terms of X's and O's. Maybe you need that personnel on your staff, and maybe he doesn't have it. I mean, I don't 100% know what's going on there, but that's kind of my speculation. I'm honestly just glad that Mark Pope is working out for Kentucky. As a Kentucky fan, as a media member of Kentucky, I'm sure Kentucky fans are saying, "Hey, we told you so," to pretty much everybody.
Anybody that will listen. I have been the things that Arkansas is struggling with in terms of efficiency, in terms of coaching, X's and O's, the team actually bidding together. These are all complaints that obviously everybody has had. But I've been sitting here on this show for what's going on 3 years now, talking about every single issue and about how it was never changing. And here he is at Arkansas, and things just still kind of haven't changed. And you kind of hold out that hope if you're an Arkansas fan, right? Because you look at the roster, you got guys like a Thiero, Boogie Flan, DJ Wagner.
No, they're talented.
They're talented.
That's what makes it even more shocking, because it's like it's not like they have a team full of scrubs. They have like a Thiero's an all-conference player. Like DJ Wagner's an all-conference player. Boogie Flan's going to be a top 10 pick possibly in the next NBA draft. They're not a team that's full of scrubs. They got some guys that can ball on there, and it's not gelling. It's not working. And the common denominator is, I don't want to say it's Cal, but you kind of have to look that way in terms of like what exactly is going on in Arkansas. And we as Kentucky fans and Kentucky media, we've seen this before. This is nothing new. And I don't know, man. I honestly hope for the best. It's going to be fun when we match up against them. Atmosphere and the environment in February 1st is going to be epic here in Lexington. And I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
So that was the thing I was going to get to here is you go and look at their next two games, back-to-back games at home against Georgia and Oklahoma. They're favored to win both of them. If they find a way to get both those games, all of a sudden start to kind of flip the script a little bit, man, you can imagine that Kentucky game. It doesn't matter what happens beforehand. They could be 0-7 for all Kentucky fans care. That's going to be one of, if not the game of the year in college basketball. The atmosphere is going to be special. And the question I wanted to ask you, Mario, is what do you think the reception will be from Kentucky fans when Cal walks into that arena? Will it be booing? Will it be cheers? What do you think the reaction is going to be?
Well, the reaction is definitely the booings. If there's cheers, if you hear cheers, the booing is going to heavily outmatch anything compared to anything else. Like, you're 100% going to be hearing boos. I'm pretty sure that's just the way it is, to be honest, and I don't think like Kentucky fans really take it as a personal thing with Coach Cal. At least I don't see it as a personal thing. I don't know who he is as a person. I've never met him. And as far as what I know, he's a good dude. You know, he's helped families from, all his players, and he's helped families in the communities in Kentucky's as well. But I mean, when we're going against a former coach who, decided to leave and kind of wanted to come back at the last minute, and we kind of were like, you can't do that. You breached the contract. I mean, there's some fans that are gonna be like, hey, it's time to go. Like we respect what you've done, but hey, I think they're still gonna boo him in Rupp Arena. I mean, he is on a rival team. Like, he's coaching a rival team in Arkansas. So
I'm fascinated to see what it's going to be like, man. I think that game's going to be huge. And if I'm not mistaken, that game's going to be like a late tip. It's like 9 p.m. Eastern.
Dude, everybody's talking about the game. I'm just thinking about the Thursday, Friday, 2 days before, when you can kind of feel it in the air. Like, and that's people think, like, the funny thing, Lance, like I know you kind of get it as well on social media when you post clips about Coach Cal, and you get the response of, why are you so obsessed with Cal? Why are you? Because we get that too on Kentucky Sports Radio. But if you think it's bad now, just wait till that Thursday, Friday, when basically the entire country is talking about it in the sports world. Everybody's
going to be looking, man. Everybody's going to be looking. Final question to you here, Mario, before we let you go. Again, thank you so much for hopping on.
No problem.
You mentioned the recruits earlier, man. You mentioned guys like Marino, Jasper Johnson, Caden Lewis. Lewis is personally probably my favorite player out of this recruiting class coming up. And you've got some bucket getters, dude, that are about to step foot on campus.
Yeah, it's
projecting out. What you think about the class? What you think about the team with Mark Pope?
Great class. I mean, if this is, I hate to talk about Mark Pope so much, but I mean, it shows how great he is, because look what he's doing without, truly getting the recruits that he deserves to get. And he's going to get those recruits next season. But this is what he's doing, without that. And when he gets the Jasper Johnsons and Malachi Marinos and Caden Lewis, those are stars. I mean, I think Jasper Johnson, he can play in the NBA today. Like today, I think he's that good. And we're getting him, and you put him in a system that Mark Pope has, and you have a Caden Lewis. I think Malachi Marino is going to develop into a special player as well. Might take a little bit more time compared to those two, but like, you got to be excited. You might get Caleb Wilson as well. So it's looking good for Kentucky, man. It's a new era that's really started here, and you have to be excited about it, especially when you're getting guys like Jasper Johnson and Caden Lewis.
For me, I'm pretty stoked right now, man. Pretty stoked. We got
excited.
A big second half of the season coming up. This is Mario Maitland of Kentucky Sports Radio. Mario, again, thank you so much for hopping on the show. Tell everybody where they can find your content, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. They can find it on X. I think it's Mario Maitland _3. And then on Instagram, I'm on there, TikTok, all social media platforms. You guys can give us a follow. I appreciate you having me, Lance. It's always fun to come on here and chat it up with you, man. Talk a little bit about Kentucky basketball.